I've had my PlayStation 5 for a few months now, so I feel like I'm just about ready to give you my opinion if it's worth going right now through all the effort of getting this console, and overall what my opinion is and why there is even more bad news regarding the production of this console. Let's get to it. Okay, let's begin with talking about one of the most controversial things about this console, and that is the design. It is a weird design. It still takes some time to get used to it when you see it, especially in the way that I have it. I don't have it like this standing up. I have it lying down or in landscape, and it just looks weird. It really looks like it wasn't built to be in landscapes. It looks like it was built to be in tower mode, but due to the area that I have right now, I have to have it lying down. Eventually, hopefully, I will be able to put it in its natural position, which is standing up. But it is a huge console. It is a lot bigger than the PlayStation 4, which is it makes it so hard not to notice that it's there. So that's something that you guys got to consider whether you want to get this console or not, because it is big, it is weird, it is huge. And just so you know, I'm gonna explain it a little bit later, but there's a lot more going on with this console. One of the things that I did like was the upgrade from video quality. In my case, I come from a regular PlayStation 4. I never got the PlayStation 4 Pro. My PlayStation 4 Darth Vader edition still works, so that's the one that I'm using. The controls are dead. Those controllers that you see there are dead, but the console still works, so I still use that. So obviously the leap in graphics is very big. Obviously I also have a 4K TV, so it looks that much better. This one only goes to 1080p, so there's an obvious change there. The seamless load times is also a difference. Now there's a caveat there. In the case of Spider-Man, the load time is really fast, so that's what I'm comparing it to. But when you play any other game, the ones that I have, MLB The Show, Call of Duty, Warzone, the load time, especially since I switched my PlayStation 4 disk drive to a solid state, you can't tell the difference. So if you do that, you can hold off getting a PlayStation 5 for a while. I know it's kind of expensive, but eventually you're gonna need the space anyway, so it's up to you. But in the case of a regular disk drive on the PlayStation 4, you're gonna tell the difference on the load times, but it's honestly negligible. And I actually have all my PS4 games stored on an external SSD that I purchased by SanDisk. So since it doesn't make a difference whether you have it on the console storage or the external storage, then it actually tells you to have all your PS4 games on that external storage so you can save the console storage for native PS5 games, so you can have the difference there. Let's talk now about the color scheme. That is something I really didn't like. The color white, if you live on a place that, you know, there's a lot of dust particles around like I do, it gets really dirty really fast, and you can actually see it. In the case of a black, it's, you know, unless it really gets up there and you don't clean, it's hard to tell that it's dirty. But in the case of a white console, as soon as few particles get on your console, you can see how dirty it gets, and it's really disgusting. And the controller too, you buy a white controller, eventually it starts turning either yellowish or grayish. because our hands are oily hands, and that goes everywhere that you touch. That oil gets everywhere, and it's really disgusting. So that's something for you to keep in mind. I'm actually getting some things later on, which I will obviously do a video for you guys of some changes and customizations that I'm gonna make on the console. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, remember to like and subscribe so you can see those videos once I have them, so I can customize and make this PlayStation 5 look more mine than what PlayStation wanted it to look like. The LEDs are not customizable. The colors that they have and for the things that they have them for, you can't switch them. They have orange for sleep mode, blue for when it's powering up, white for when it's just working. So, oh well. But it would have been nice, like if you change the console so you can change it maybe to a red or something like that, like the controller kind of does. Not many PlayStation 5 games out there. Spider-Man is one of the few. The other one is basically Astro's Game Room or Playroom or however it's called. That is the game that you have to play on the PlayStation 5. That is the best game that they have for the console right now. It shows you all the features of the DualSense controller. I hope that they get to do a lot more with the controllers and with the features that the controller has, because the pad on the PlayStation 4 was a new feature, but they didn't really take much advantage of it. So I hope that with this controller they actually do. One of the problems with the features, especially in the adaptive triggers, the mechanism inside for some users is breaking, so keep that in mind. It's something that's happening out there. It hasn't happened to me. Yet again, I play games that don't require the use of the trigger that much, except for Call of Duty, and I completely suck at that game, so it's not like I'm going through a lot of effort. I know what I'm getting into. So finally, what's my verdict? Well, if you haven't gotten the console, don't stress yourself out. If you can get it, good. If you haven't, it's not something to die for. A lot of the games that are available for are PlayStation 4 games that get optimized. But then again, I'm pretty sure that for the PlayStation 4, you got the same type of optimization. So it doesn't really make that much of a difference. There will be loading times, like in Call of Duty and MLB The Show. I play offline on MLB The Show, and they're still loading for the game. So it's not really something to die for. And there is more bad news. AMD is having problems getting the materials for the chipsets to be able to build the chipsets. So if you thought it was going to get easier, not yet. It's going to take a little while longer. So if you don't have it, don't fret. Don't go through the effort right now. It's basically just 2 games that are actually made for the console to take advantage of everything. So just hold off, and later on there will be more games and more things that you will be able to do with it, and you will be able to actually enjoy it more. Obviously, I don't regret it, but if you're not able to find it, don't fret. They will be available eventually. If you like this video, please hit the like button right below me. Also, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell so you can get notified when we have new videos. Remember, we're available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and obviously YouTube at JR Abrams Tech, so you can stay up to date with the latest rumors about tech. Until next time.